just gotten a brand new sneak peek at the next Piggy update. We can see here that we're going to be getting a brand new modifier in main game called large traps. Now this is going to be really exciting because I think the name speaks for itself. We are going to get jumbo sized traps. So when you go into the Piggy menu, if you're in a private server, of course, don't worry, they're free. You can go inside of the game modifier setting little tab here, and alongside some other stuff like being able to have a little competitive team battle for completing events and getting points, inverted controls, which is really weird here. I actually didn't notice this. That is definitely going to be a really difficult challenge. We are going to be getting large traps. This is going to make it so that the Piggy player, whatever trap they place down is larger. Now, when the trap is larger, it is going to make their hitbox gigantic. Think about the large trap, the one that you can actually buy and equip, but everything is like that. So you can see in our first teaser image here that the black hole trap is gigantic now. I actually wonder if the black hole pulling range is actually going to be double in size too, meaning you can pull people from farther. That is going to make it stronger than it already is, because this thing is already like one of the best traps in the whole game. You can see that this one here, the inflatable trap. So the inflatable trap can actually block off doorways really nicely, which is good for Piggy, but the thing that it can't block off is the exit door. The exit door is actually much wider, but with the large traps modifier setting enabled, I'm sure that the balloon is going to be gigantic enough to be able to completely block off the exit door. That is a major buff for this trap, and if that game mode, that little modifier is going to be active, you definitely want to choose this trap to be in your arsenal. But this doesn't just go for regular traps. This also goes for NPC traps as well. You can see down here, the little mouse trap here is actually gigantic. Now, keep in mind, some traps being larger doesn't necessarily make them stronger. For example, a mouse trap, it just makes it larger, but it doesn't really affect what it does. It's still going to run around and do all kinds of stuff by tagging players and marking their locations, but maybe it'll move faster when it's in larger form. I have no idea. It's probably going to have a larger hitbox as well, meaning it's going to be able to catch players more easily. But that's not all. We actually have some more teaser images right over here. So if we check this out here, oh my god, this thing is even larger. Like, look how large this is. Dude, there's no way this is double size. Actually, this might actually be double size. This trap here is already really large. This is crazy. It is a gigantic mega snowman. And like I said with the black hole trap, I am sure that the range is going to be even larger as well. That way it can actually shoot at people from a farther range. This is already one of my favorite traps in the game just because it lets you have control of the map really easily as Piggy, and you can kind of just keep people slowed down in multiple different areas. So I have to say this is going to be absolutely amazing to use. Really amazing. I cannot wait for that. You just have this giant menacing snowman in multiple parts of the map. That has got to be terrifying for the players. But that's not all. Just like with the mouse trap, with it being an NPC and it being a trap, we cannot forget the crawl trap. You are going to have these gigantic guys crawling around the map. And dude, the crawl trap, their hitbox is already really large. You guys have seen it also in like build mode and stuff like that, how large they are. But man, this is going to be an incredibly sized hitbox. These are probably going to be the most menacing guys you have to watch out for if you're playing on the large traps modifier. That is really cool. We also have some other news. For example, the Mrs. P skin quest is going to be coming to the game very soon. We don't have a release date yet. People are speculating that maybe it's going to be next weekend, or by some miraculous miracle, maybe tomorrow or something like that, but I bet that it's not going to come that soon. It's probably going to be next weekend, or maybe the weekend after that. We don't have an official release date yet. But what's really cool is that Minitoon actually gave a teaser that is very similar to the original Mr. P Book 1 Chapter 12 teaser. Mr. P used to be in this position here, and now it's Mrs. P. So, I think the skin quest is going to have to do something with plant. Maybe, I remember when the first, the true ending for Book 1 Chapter 12 came out, people thought that these green dots that were on the wall were some kind of code. So, hey, maybe they might be now. Maybe they're gonna pull a little switcheroo here. So that's really exciting. We got our very first look at the Mrs. P skin, and I'm really excited about that. In other news, there actually is one person who has the skin right now. It's Epic Tank. So it looks like that he has officially done testing for this skin, I believe, unless he just used admin commands to automatically give himself the skin, of course. But this could be a good sign that the skin quest is almost done. They haven't added a badge for it yet, but we are gonna have to see. We are really gonna have to see. One other thing that I did want to talk about, by the way, and I want to emphasize this is not a sneak peek for anything. This is just something that me, Epic Tank, and also Hyena just did for fun. But we actually did something pretty cool. So you can see that also Hyena and Arctic Asylum built this movie theater, and they're actually playing the movie. Or not the movie, they're actually playing Squid Game in here. Like, is that crazy or what? It's the actual video, it's the actual show that's playing. There's a lot of cool stuff here. You can see that it's actually a thing. But again, I do want to emphasize that this is not a teaser for anything. This is not like there's going to be a teaser for any kind of like video block coming into the game or anything like that. But it's just a really cool thing that ended up happening that I got to be a part of. I got to watch it in a real working movie theater. Now, how this ended up working was we ended up using Blockstrap. In the mod section, we all downloaded this video file into our files for Blockstrap, and then Epic Tank was able to work his magic somehow in Roblox Studio, and he was able to edit this build mode map inside of Studio, bring it back into build mode, and then he was able to make it work. He has this like custom screen block of some sorts. Again, not coming to the game. It was just something fun that we ended up trying together. Although I think a video block would be pretty cool. But I don't think Epic Tank is going to be adding that. And then all he had to do is when all three of us with those video files in our thing joined in the map, it just started playing the video. It was great. It was really cool. It was just a really cool experience in game too. It's just more surreal than anything like that, just because we're inside of build mode and then all of a sudden you just got a real video playing, you know what I mean? It's just awesome. And then also we watched it a second time, and what was funnier was that the moment that the trigger pulled on the gun, Epic Tank just pulled out a trader gun and just shot the gun. And I had headphones on, I had a pretty loud volume, so it was so loud that it actually did jump scare me, so I thought it was pretty funny. Even down here, I'm like, what would you choose, the bread, the lottery ticket, or this? I want to know your answer down in the comments. Yeah, it's just really cool. Actually, some people were even thinking, like, is that just a green screen block, or like a green screen effect? But no, it wasn't. You can see that with the video moving around in here, with our screens moving around, this is legit. Yeah, this is actually playing in the game. I got a few clips of it myself. It was just really cool. You can see even all the way up close here, this is like the legitimate thing. But yeah, this is just something I wanted to show. Just because I showed it on stream, it was really cool, and that was kind of about all I wanted to show from there. And give me your best guess estimate as to when you think the Mrs. P skin quest is gonna drop. I post videos on all the brand new Piggy updates as soon as they drop, and a lot of tech on build mode too. So if you want more stuff like this in your feed, make sure you subscribe.